Ahoy, y'all, and welcome to the 10 at 10 for May 23rd, 2024. We've got a great 10 at 10 for you guys lined up today.
Hey guys, I'm Tim. Smash that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and as always, sign up for our weekly emails on MrMaple.com.
Guys, we got a great lineup. Open house is right around the corner. We're going to be having people here Memorial Day. That's May 27th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We've got a killer lineup of plants. We've got fun things going on all day, food trucks. We've also got Talon Buckholz here presenting at 2:30. Make sure to be here. It's going to be first come, first serve for the seating for that. We'll have a little overflow standing area. We've got some chairs, but guys, seating could be limited. If you're going to be there, make sure to be there right at 2:30. And I hope you enjoy this Memorial Day. We're really putting everything we can into this one, bringing Talon Buckholz in. I don't know how we top this one going forward. The plants are going to be perfect. It's just going to be an all-around great day, and I hope you'll join us here on Memorial Day.
So guys, let's get started on the 10 at 10. These are 10 trees that are getting listed at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's 10 more in your email. Check that out.
All right, y'all, let's start things off with Acer palmatum dissectum, Dragon's Fire. Excellent plant, great colorations. I love the yellowish eye this one gets to the reddish orange leaf. That name is perfect to describe the way this plant lights up the spring.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like two buds are sitting around and like, what do we call this one? Dragon's Fire. It is such an awesome plant. It has green stemming, that different shade of red on the lace leaf foliage, and the fall colors are yellows infused with oranges and reds.
Absolutely great plant. Looks good in the container or in the ground. These are going to work zones 5 through 9. I love them for a big patio planter. I think you get you a decorative pot that's blue, purple, something outside the norm, even orange. This tree is going to shine against, a really colorful pot, and you're going to get a ton of interest. That eye is so yellow that it really makes the tree look even darker. Brings about a lot of the color patterns on this one. Grab you a Dragon's Fire today on the 10 at 10, y'all. Thank you, Sean. Bringing back another classic here to Mr. Maple. This is an ash tree. This is Fraxinus Excelsior Crispa.
I think I just like saying Excelsior because I think that was like Stan Lee's old thing. Excelsior!
When I was a kid back in the day, I did watch the X-Men show. I watched all the Marvel stuff. If you watch the Fantastic Four, Stan Lee started every show by yelling Excelsior. So whoever named this species had to be a Marvel Comics fan from the 90s and 80s. Excelsior was his catchphrase, and I think it's a made-up word. I don't think it has a meaning other than Stan Lee there. But Fraxinus Excelsior Crispa, this thing is awesome, guys. Think of this as an ash tree that kind of looks like a Shishigashira.
Yeah, it stays dense, compact, ruffled foliage that just gives it a unique Shishigashira-like appearance on a dwarf ash tree.
My wife's always telling me how nice this ash is.
Guys, bringing back on the 10 today, Hydrangea quercifolia, Little Honey.
I love this one. This is a beautiful yellow. It really brings some cool shades on oak leaf hydrangea that can really just light up the garden. The blooms are actually a bright white as well, so it looks kind of nice over that yellow casting. I do recommend some late day shade for this one for its best colorations. It's a hydrangea you can pair with other hydrangeas to create dynamic color contrast. I mean, if you're a hydrangea collector, this is one you have to have in your garden. Put this next to Miss Sayori. It's going to look incredible. I definitely recommend some protection in the hotter afternoon sun regions, but a full, one of those oak hydrangea leaves that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, this one will sell out quick today, so make sure you check out quickly. Our website doesn't hold it for you until you complete that checkout process.
I had some people requesting when this one's coming back. It's back. We've got Acer palmatum Peve starfish, y'all.
Looks like a starfish, and it's called a starfish.
Yeah, this one's awesome. A good plant to get kids into gardening because it has that creature appeal to it. Every bit of the foliage curls and kind of looks like a starfish. It's a perfectly named tree. Now, this one is by Piet Vergelt, but it was actually kind of named by Talon Buckholz. Talon was in Holland, and he goes, oh, that looks like a starfish. And then in later years, Talon actually named a tree Hitode, which is Japanese for starfish. He was talking to Piet Vergelt, and he goes, oh, starfish, I've got one called that. He goes, yeah, you named it. You named it here. You said, that looks like a starfish. I said, good name. So, Peve starfish, not introduced by Talon Buckholz, introduced by Piet Vergelt, but he did give some collaboration there on the name, and I couldn't think of a better name than starfish for this plant.
I think the starfish-like foliage that cups downwards, it gives it a really nice texture in the landscape. It gives it kind of sharp but open. It gives it a little more of an appearance to look through and see the structure of the tree. But Peve Starfish is also a good mid-sized upright that's red, reaching 6 to 8 foot in 10 years. Slower growing, you know, this unique style leaves. It's a tree that definitely deserves a spot in your yard.
I mentioned this is easy to get kids into gardening with. My kids love starfishes. They love this. Seems like something Ariel may interact with. My daughters love the Little Mermaid, so a starfish is right up their alley. Now, guys, this one also has one of the best fall colors. I absolutely love this tree in the fall. I've had it be peak fire engine cherry red in the fall. Really puts on a great display. This one's a good one for the container, but also in the ground. I would suggest pairing this, guess what, with a summer gold. They both look great in the container, but they're also going to be similar in height and shape.
I think I'd pair a starfish with a sea urchin. Pinostrobus sea urchin that's got that compact blue shape, contrasts real well against the red foliage.
You can create a whole octopus's garden going on there.
Oh, you put a red lace leaf Palmatum dissectum octopus in there.
There you go. All right,
Awesome.
guys, next up we've got a Conifer Conifer Society of the Year award winner. We've got Pinostrobus diggy. Now this is an eastern white pine with great texture and shape.
Yeah, diggy is one of those plants. It's got that smaller, shorter needles on a Pinostrobus, good blue color, dense compact habit, and it's an evergreen, so it just really pairs well with many Japanese maples.
Yeah, these are going to work zones 4 through 8. Really beautiful patterns of these. I like that density to them. That structure they get to them is really what makes this one quite interesting. It's going to add a lot of architectural shapes to the garden, but also kind of create a grounding that you can pair from. I love conifers to kind of become the bones of your garden. You can fill your garden out around these, but they kind of become those evergreen structures that you see all year, and so they're easy to add ornamental value around them.
D-I-G-G-Y, get you a diggy today. Next up, we've got Acer palmatum Seiyunkaku.
Guys, this is a great plant. You're going to love this one. Basically, think of Seiyunkaku as a very fast-growing Makawa form. I love what it brings to the landscape. It'll shock you. These actually get out there quite quickly. They'll almost look pendulous at times with that weird weeping habit they get to them, but they're not weeping. They'll fill on these crazy branches. They tend to hook and then get upright. As this tree slows down, especially in 10 years, the form is going to give you a large old Makawa shape. There are two trees in my parents' garden. One's a very old Makawa that's 20 plus years old, and there's a 10-year-old Seiyunkaku. And when people come in that garden, they often go, oh wow, you've got two really old Makawas here. So if you want a big Makawa, check out Seiyunkaku. I love the growth pattern of it, but I think it gives you a little something extra.
Yeah, it has that layering habit that just people love with that Makawa layering habit. And that's what Seiyunkaku can do with a more vigorous form. It makes an excellent tree out there in the landscape, but it also goes to some really nice shades of oranges and reds in the fall.
These are going to work zones 5 through 9. Great for a container. Again, it is quite vigorous, so get this on the ground, let it do its thing. Very sun tolerant as well, just like Makawa Yetsubusa. Grab you some great 2-gallon sizes today. All right, from one big 2 to another. Guys, you're not going to want to miss next week. We've got another announcement for you guys. But we're going to be dropping some great 2s and some larger sizes. Check out these Acer X Mystic Jewels.
Yeah, Mystic Jewel, we believe, is an Acer oliveranum hybrid. It has some pinkish new growth, but then it becomes more lavender color during the summer months. And that's really where it gets more mystical, is that lavender shade on the new growth in the summer is unlike many other Japanese maples.
Oh, it's a weird one, guys. I've had this one leaf out in the spring, almost yellow, which was weird. This year they were more lavender. The same set was more lavender. They get this weird olive color. So you get that darker, older olive color, but you can get these velvet-like purples over top of this. Really great fall colors as well. I've had yellows and oranges just kind of going crazy on this thing. Tends to be fairly vigorous. We do think this is Acer Oliviarinum X instead of palmatum. It has some Oliviarinum influence in it, not being just straight palmatum. Gives it larger leaves, and we think it's going to give it more heat tolerance. Now, we are new to this tree. We are listed at zone 7 through 9. It's a little bit experimental. It's a new one from Europe. We don't know quite all of the zones on this one yet. You'll have to learn with us because we don't know if it's going to go into zone 6 or zone 5 yet. My speculation is zone 6 is probably where the final landing spot on this one is. But again, more testing has to be done on that one. Absolutely exceptional plant, though, for its color. I think if you're a maple collector, you're going to absolutely love what this does. And it pairs really nicely with something like Hot Blonde.
Yeah, pair this with your Hot Blonde. You're going to have almost a similar leaf out in some growth patterns. But then when this thing is getting those lavender shades in the summer, your Hot Blonde is going to be that highlighter blonde yellow that you love with Hot Blonde. So, I mean, a great companion plant, especially for those hotter zones.
Mystic Jewel, grab one today. Big sizes, y'all. You asked for bigger sizes. It's big size springtime right now, guys. We've been dropping some bigger stuff continuously. Check out these 3-gallon Ginkgo biloba Princeton Golds.
Yeah, Princeton Gold, also known as Princeton Century. That was the trademark name for this thing. It was a patented tree years ago and the patent sort of ran out. But it has this it's really conical shape to it. Strong, vigorous grower. It's a great male selection of a ginkgo to have out in the landscape and garden.
Now, people ask oftentimes, do I need to fertilize my plants coming in from you? Guys, during this time of the year, our plants have already been fertilized and limed. You can't really over-lime a ginkgo. The one time I experimented with liming ginkgos, I went spring, summer, and fall. I went 2 to 3 tablespoons on a tree this size, and they loved it. So don't be afraid to lime these. Looks great in the ground. These are great established ginkgos right away. So you're going to get something right away that has a presence in the landscape. Get this thing out now. Get it established. Get ready for fall. Fall is so special for ginkgos. These are going to line up with that classic golden yellow. That conical shape is perfect for that bright yellow school bus fall color. You're going to love what Princeton Gold can add to your garden.
Y'all, next up, we've got an amazing Rutgers University hybrid of a Cusa dogwood with a Natalia. This is Cornus Cusa Venus.
Ah, these are cool, y'all. Venus has some of the biggest blooms in the entire dogwood world. So you're going to love the size bloom you get on this one. The flowers on this tree can get 5 to 6 inches wide as they get established. So really big bracts on this. You can see just on these 3 gallons, they've got huge blooms on them. But think about this one in the ground. It's going to get even more established, bigger blooms. Great fall color on this one too. I've had a real bold cherry red on this tree.
Now the reason I love the Cusa dogwoods is they're disease resistant, they're easy to grow, they're powdery mildew resistant. These things are beautiful, and when they bloom, you know, the Cornus Floridas bloom before the leaves come out. These bloom after the leaves are already on the tree, but sometimes you can't even see the leaves for how many blooms can get on a Chinese dogwood. That makes a dramatic display out there in the garden.
These are going to work zone 6 through 8. Great size 3 gallons for you here today on the 10 at 10. You can always grab these and pick them up at open house. We are going to be cutting off all open house orders tomorrow. So we're also going to be going live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. So join that live if you want to get some kind of heads up on open house. We're going to be giving you some intel on rare plants and kind of what's happening that day. Now, we've already announced that Talon Buchholz will be here. He'll be here from 2:30 until his presentation ends. So be respectful of his time. Talon is very excited to meet you guys. We will be having a game show preceding Talon Buchholz's presentation. All right, that's not all, y'all. We are bringing it. We've got 7 gallons. You guys asked for bigger sizes. Here we go. We're dropping some big 7-gallon Dragon Masters.
Now, these Dragon Masters are high grafted. They're really grafted up at about almost 2.5 feet, maybe close to 3 feet. We grafted these onto variegated seedlings. So many of these are actually grafted to variegated seedlings that we've been evaluating that didn't make the cut, and now they've got a Dragon Master on there. What can that do? Could it induce variegation? I don't know, it might.
These are great sizes, y'all. Dragon Master is one of my favorite all-time yellow Weepin' Ryusin styles. It gets that Orange Dream coloration, so you get everything you love about Ryusin, Ryusei, and Orange Dream. I do find Dragon Master to be more durable than Orange Dream and hold the color a little bit better. Now, these are going to be an exquisite yellow. I do recommend a little late day shade on Dragon Master, especially in those hotter zones 7 and 8. This is going to work zones 5 through 9. Now, putting these up on the standard, you can expect these to weep all the way down to the ground, but you've got that starting point that gives them excellent height.
Now, Dragon Master is just that yellow out there with that strong weeping habit for the garden. Push the sunlight, you get more of that bleached out effect on it. And this is one of those yellows in the garden that's just going to maybe bring out the colors on each and every other tree.
Grab you a big 7-gallon today. We're shipping some 7s in our new box. Get ready for next week. We've got an announcement on some new sizes coming to Mr. Maple. I think you're not going to want to miss next week's 10 at 10. Guys, grab some of these 7s, though, some big sizes. You guys are always asking for us to up the game on shipping. We've been able to negotiate lower rates with FedEx. Well, that allows us to ship things like 7-gallon Dragon Masters. Take advantage of that and grab them right now. Some awesome size plants, y'all.
Get ready at 10 a.m. These are getting listed real soon, and we'll see you at our open house. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.